Hello and welcome to a very, very busy week at the Waterhole. These lines were on their way to meet up with some other lines. They'd split up earlier, then they called to each other and they went and met in the middle, so they didn't stay very long at the Waterhole. They just had a quick drink before moving on. There goes the big male in the background. He didn't stop either on the way there or on the way back, so his trip was entirely unnecessary. He was probably a little bit annoyed that he had to go all the way along. He could have just stayed where he was. They spent a few hours lying quite close to the Waterhole, and they made a lot of noise, all of them calling together, and then this female gave us a good call right at the Waterhole. And the civet came for a drink with the lion still very close, taking its life in its hands, and it headed off roughly in their direction, but I'm sure the lions would have made a lot of noise if they'd caught it, and they didn't, so I assume it survived. And we got a whole bunch more rain, but my camera's repair job seems to be holding out and everything's working as it should. We've had a lot of giraffe this week, just about every day, usually on their own, but then we had this little group of 4. Giraffe don't always stick together, they're constantly splitting up and reforming. They don't have cohesive herds like other herbivores do. The leopard tortoise having a swim. They're here just about every day now. Elephants have been quite scarce lately, but we have had this small group that's come in a couple of times. This guy's about to make an attempt at getting across without getting his feet into the water. Even though his feet are already wet, it doesn't seem to matter. They enjoy the challenge. Just psyching himself up first. And more rain. We haven't had a massive amount, but the rain we've had has been quite good because it's been several days of overcast, so it's given it time to sink in. Couple of giraffe in the weird light, one just in the background on the right about to disappear, and a ghost giraffe on the left. Been very sunny for the last few days, and so a lot of the usual suspects have come back. Giant insect about to fly past the camera. Thought it was a bird at first. I think it's an antlion. Haven't really seen these sort of quantities of impala here for a few weeks. I know that some impala have had babies on surrounding reserves. Ours are a bit late. I know of at least one, but I think they're just having their babies now. So they leave them for about a week hiding in the bush before bringing them into the herd. So hopefully by next week we should have some babies. Spotted dickhawk also becoming a regular visitor. Vervet monkey on the left having a good look around. They're quite vulnerable when they drink, especially from birds of prey. We didn't discover what gave them such a fright, the impalas as well. We had a look around, didn't find anything. There were lions in the area, but they were far away, and whatever it was that disturbed them must have been pretty close by. The jackals were also quite nervous. There were 3 lionesses and 4 cubs that had killed a zebra on a neighbouring property, so they kept on popping in for a drink. Chancing its arm once again was the civet. Came in just after one of the lionesses and just before another one. It likes to live dangerously. two of the youngsters coming up for a drink, getting quite bold. Quite a young zebra foal here, so I guess it survived the attack last night. It was most likely quite a big zebra to keep their lions busy for as long as it did. I was hoping they would synchronize their drinking, but every time one of them went down, another one would come up. This was not a false alarm. It seemed like it might be. It was a grey lurry, that alarm call that they reacted to, but they didn't see what it was immediately, so they went back to what they were doing. Then just as the warthog had got it and got settled for a swim, more alarm calling, and this time it was the lioness on her way. Very hot and humid. It was about 38 degrees with quite a high degree of humidity, so the lion spent quite a lot of time at the waterhole just drinking every 10 minutes or so. Not sure if she's pregnant or just fat from the zebra. There is one that appears to be pregnant, and it does look as though it might be this one. She was here on her own for a while before the others joined her. Nice shady spot under the bush for her. A good place to stalk, but the animals had been well alerted, so none of them came back. Nice close-up of a lilac-breasted roller that was. Eventually the original lioness was joined by the others. And this was a pattern for the rest of the afternoon. One or more of them would come out from under the bush, have a drink, and then head straight back into the shade. And we'll end things off with a couple of mad rodents. And that's it for this week.